featuring chess for something new and totally different. We are playing some Blitz, open Blitz challenges for Friday. Asterbay, what's up? Nice quote. I like that. In a gambit, you give up a pawn for the sake of getting a lost game. Samuel Bowden, of Bowden Kieseritzky fame. It's a gambit in the King's Gambit. That's kind of harsh, dude. I'm a skeptic of many gambits, but I think they have their place, and it's a little harsh. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Asterbait, September. I'm starting just 2 minutes early, which is very unusual. Ripun, Bansal, and Sumer are challenging me. Sumer had originally challenged me to 10-0, but corrected that to 5+3. Thanks, man. I never know if you get my messages or not, because we seem to have some sort of messaging problem. Speed Monster. And we don't need any more speed monsters. Ripun is already enough. Alright. So I'm just going to take the challenges we get in order, as long as people have like 100 plus games. That's my only requirement, that you have an established account. Other than that, not being a troll, whatever. Be nice to everyone in the chat. Just Falcon. This challenge doesn't fly because it's 3+0. Ripun, Sumher, Speed Monster. We're going to take these challenges first. Alright. What's up? You play the black pieces. I don't have an opponent. What is going on here? I'm in Zen mode? How did I get in Zen mode? That was weird. That's weird. I don't remember enabling Zen mode. What was our last stream? I was analyzing yesterday. It doesn't matter. You were a subscriber. Wow. Yeah, yesterday, Move 11 and Mr. Slow donating gift subs. He must have been one of the gift subs. I'm gonna try classical openings. So I just take the challenges in order. You don't have to be a subscriber to be in the... Yeah, this guy just doesn't get it. It's not personal. You're challenging me to 3+0, though. I don't play 3+0 on my stream. It has to be 5+0. The bottom of the screen, Blitz 5+3 casual. That's the only requirement other than 100 rated games. You got to challenge me to the correct time control. I'm not going to accept 3-0, 5-0, 10-0, 10-5. Any other time control, just 5+3. Friday's the day we see the week's worth of instruction played out. Interesting. I seem to have caused a malfunction by playing e5. I don't know. Sometimes I like to do this, and I've never done it on the stream, but we're going to try. I like to play, where I'm only playing classical openings to improve my classical style. I thought we might try it today. He has left the building. Elvis has left the building. That was weird. He's usually very quick. I don't know. He left the building. I've never played e5 against him. Maybe he started to have conniption or something. He was surprised by e5. Never know. Maybe he had a land shark at the door. Anything's possible. I guess he's surprised by my changing of openings. Usually I play the Sicilian or the Caro-Kann. Those are my two main defenses to e4 lately. The ones I've been playing the most. Maybe he has a network issue. Yeah, he's been green though, right? Oh, yeah, man, this is a problem. I wonder what Xerox does if you do that. He's been playing the Petrov lately, but what the heck do you do against Knight c3? Knight c3 is like the It's the worst, man. I used to play bishop b4, but that's like only a draw. There's literally no way to play for a win with black. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be playing the Petrov for a win, but I actually intended to play Xerox's Gambit line, the Damiano variation. It looks pretty decent, actually, for Blitz. But against, I mean, I'll need to, like, do some research. I don't know how to attack, you know, the Four Knights game from Black's perspective. This is, of course, another annoying move. It's not good, but it's another, like, kind of draw line. Knight e4 is best, but it allows a draw. What is essentially a drawish line. You don't think in 1800 will be surprised by e5? No, I guess not, but he seems to, maybe he's like specifically preparing to play against me, you know. He specifically thinks about playing me, and that's surprising. Once when I played the Petrov against Vita Levente, he was so surprised that he just played like d3. He never bothered to consider the possibility that I might play e4, e5. He went to the washroom. That's a more natural explanation. That's what Topalov was suspecting about Kramnik. What were you doing after the washroom? So here we go. A lot of beginners play bishop takes f7 there. I mean, that's like almost losing for white. Basically losing for white. It's so bad. You have to play knight takes e4. And now I don't want to draw. Pawn takes e4 is very drawish. So we'll play this to complicate. The other weird move here for black is f5. I'm not here to make it easy for you. Weird. Okay, let's go for it. Instantly finds this move. Bishop d3 is the main line. What do you mean, what is bishop d3? It's the only move? I thought I tried this. That's the surprise. I thought he would have like d4 now. Wow. It's very strange. A3. Another surprise. I think he had better. Fried liver attack? This? This is not the fried liver attack. I could have played bishop takes f2 check. I think that both sides missed a lot of moves here. So there's been a lot of inaccuracies tactically. I don't know if I should play bishop d6 there. Play for like mate rather than material. His time management's been interesting. He never needs time. Can I win this? Do I have enough pawns left? 2100 now in Bullet. He made a terrible mistake there. He had to play King E2. I would assume that's a serious mistake. Take King E4, King F2, King D3. That's not a win. Wonder if I can even win this. WJ Lou, thanks for the donation. $100 bits. Man, that was close. Now he just insta-resigned. Black's position probably isn't winning. Is this a draw? How is it unknown? There's no table base. It's a draw, probably. I don't know. We're not a table base. Computer is claiming it's a win. 2.4. That's tough. But at this point, it looks like it's a draw. If he had gone King E2. That's what I suspected. I mean, King E2, because I can't approach my king with King E4. How do I win? If he plays F3, he has like the white squares guarded by the pawns and the dark squares by the bishop. This is probably a draw. It's a very minor mistake. Yes. I expected King E2. Dude, where did all these challenges come from? Chess Falcon Speed Monster, GM Sean. Hey, it's Miro. Harsha Nilesh Rao, that's a new one. Nils. Yvonne. Thanks, guys, for challenging. We're going to play as many games as I can. I'm going to try to play What's Up, Excel Poker. And thanks for the, again, WJ, nice to see you. What's happening with you? How's vacation going? Alright, we're going to play classical openings today. That was a weird opening. Knight b4 to avoid a draw in the 4 knights. Computer says that I think like white is a little better there. I'm trying to play classically. No hyper modern chess today. This Caro-Kann is really, really solid. Stopping knight e5. I'm not going to play h5. I don't really know which is better, to play h5 or not. To be honest with you, sometimes the h-pawn becomes weak later on in endgames and such. But I never play this classical Caro-Kann usually with white. Black's also got queen a5 check, of course, in that position. So it looks like he's going to castle short. But castle short opens you up to, you know, kingside pawn storms on this. Maybe not. He's not castling at all with b5. What do we make of that? I've never played this line against Sumaher. I generally don't play classical Caro-Kann. I've got hate mail from someone. Can I play a game with you? You have to just challenge me, and I take the challenges as I get them. So interesting approach here, where black doesn't castle and plays b5. Your art studio flooded. I have a friend in Pennsylvania who said his cat was swimming in the basement. I don't understand, like everywhere is flooded. Like the entire country from like Pennsylvania to Connecticut or something. I guess it depends on where you are. Just incredible amounts of rain. 3 inches of rain in 1 hour, something like that. This is in the Northeast corridor in the United States. Remnants of a hurricane have caused, like, for those of you who don't live in the US, remnants of a hurricane have caused incredible flooding. And got 8 inches. That's funny, man. That's pretty good. So can I play d5 at some point? Rook ae1. It's funny he played b5 though, and then he intends to like castle queenside. You're really asking for it there. Alright, let's just play knight e5. He doesn't have a safe place to put his king. I think black's in trouble here. Man, I don't know. I don't know how he can survive this. There is g4, but I think it might be better to attack frontally. Frontal lobotomy. Masturbates laughing. Unless you're Neil Swint, because Neil Swint gets preference treatment. Ha. Not anymore. It's September. Alright, let's go with... Yeah, the g4, g5, I think he probably expected me to do that. But, you know, honestly, if I do like g4, g5, he plays h5. Yeah, I mean, maybe g4 is good. I calculated g4, g5, and then h5, and then if g6, f5. You can try to keep the position closed. Probably that is strong, though. I couldn't resist. Eight inches is just average. You guys pushing the limits of trolling. Yeah, I mean, that's another idea with the Pawn Storm, where I do h5. I decided to sacrifice my queen here for the clapper. This was actually the move I was concerned about. Bishop f6. You're not even winning if he takes your queen. What do you mean? Pawn takes e4, rook takes g7 check, king h8, rook e7 check. I think I'm winning, man. I'm going to play rook h3 at the end. I think rook h3 looks very dangerous. I'm thinking he did the right thing here with bishop f6. Now bishop f6, pawn takes e4, rook takes g7 check, king h8. My bishop's attacked. Obviously I have a draw if I want to, but the point wasn't to like draw. You know, I was playing for a win. But now it looks like bishop takes f6 is only a draw. Like I would have to play bishop f6, pawn e4, rook g7, king h8, and do like rook f7 check, king h7, draw by rep. But I don't have to play bishop takes f6. I don't have to continue to sacrifice my queen. I mean, I'm slightly better now. So now we're just gonna like play for a slight edge. Queen g4 before f4. Yeah. I mean, white's much better. There I really only had a draw. I'm not sure. Maybe Nils is right. You know, I couldn't calculate far enough. But I thought I had excellent winning chances with the queen sack. I'd let you watch. I would invite you, but the queens we use would not excite you. We're getting in trouble here. The FCC is going to shut me down. Queen e5. Alright. So we're... Blunder. He blundered. Yeah, let's take a look at this for a minute. He's still hanging on like rook f7. Because my d4 pawn's hanging. I can't take on e6. You know, I might not be winning here before that blunder. After rook f7. Queen e6, queen d4. I didn't calculate this. This is hanging too. Okay. I'm up a pawn. But anyways, I thought it was an interesting game. Nils says I'm not even winning. Oh, someone said queen g4. Right. That's what Harsh was talking about. I missed how simple and strong that is. Honestly, I was so excited by the queen sack that I couldn't help myself. I didn't bother to like look at the simpler moves. So here, f5, rook g3. If you take, it's take, king here, takes, king here. And I thought I had rook h3, but apparently not. So I have to go here first. What I failed to see was the winning line. Other than that, it was great. Wow. Yeah, I thought I had something like rook h3. But that looks like it's only a draw. For reals. He has this. Check. Take. 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 Here. And it's a draw according to the computer. But that's just lucky for me that I have that. Rook g3. I have this. Check. King h8. Rook takes. King here. Check. Here. And rook a7. Picking off the base of the queen. The queen's base on a7. I take that, then I go back and reload. And then go to b7 and just win a whole queen. That's pretty cool. I didn't see it. That was fun though. Alright. Chess Falcon. Reloaded. I'm playing all classical openings today. Only e4, e5, d4, d5. Proper classical chess. Chess Falcon plays not so proper f5. This is interesting. You know, very little theory on this move. It might even be black's best move. I don't know. So I'm totally unprepared for this. I used to play knight c6 with black. I looked at this with an engine some like half a year ago, briefly. Like, white's better, but it's not so easy. I think you're supposed to take on f5. Very little theory on this. So it's just a pawn sack. It's like a King's Gambit reversed. But for some reason, no one plays knight f6. Well, I'm sure there's like a reason. Bishop d3 is a move, but then bishop d6. It's just like a King's Gambit reversed. Bishop e2, bishop f5, g4. So it seems like this is not that bad. I mean, what else can I play there? You know, you like have to do that. Strange. g4. Am I supposed to play g4? This is obviously critical and dangerous for both sides. It's the King's Gambit reversed. Not really played by anyone in their right mind. But I want to make it possible to get the hell out of here. Yeah, okay. Whatever. I mean, the point is that this will avalanche forward or not. Not really. Screwed the point. I don't know. That's really nuts. I mean, it wouldn't be nuts if you weren't castled over there, but I think being castled and doing that is pretty bonkers. His chess lesson is free. Well, we're not doing chess lessons, we're just taking challenges. I lost a lot of my challengers. But you're welcome to join us and watch, even if you don't want to play. It is like a chess lesson, essentially. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go f4. Queen b6. Wow. Chess Falcon, I don't think, you know, I should go to h2 instead, probably. I don't think you're aggressive enough. He's starting to win a pawn there with knight e5, pawn e5, bishop takes. So c3 doesn't work. But ironically, maybe it's safer to go to h2. Probably black is lost here. But this is not the kind of position I'm used to playing, to be honest. Need to get a little more aggressive. He's far too passive. Knight right, right. Knight right. That's gotta go. Far too passive. The amoeba. The unstoppable amoeba. The amoeba of power. You're going to get absorbed into the amoeba. It's like the blob. Anyone like the blob, the original? It just keeps rolling onward. It doesn't have a brain. There's no calculation involved. It's a gelatinous cube. Choo-choo pawn train coming. I can't push it yet, you know. This will fall. So this blob, the blob is stalled momentarily. But yeah, man, this is enhanced blob. Blob enhancement. Expanded. Now expanded. Steve McQueen was in that movie, that's right. Now with more protein. My dad used to have customers in Downingtown. I remember we went out there when I was a kid. That was the dinner. Next to the dinner. Making me hungry. Blob. 1, human 0. Are we having fun or what? This classical chess pretty much rocks. The blob. Alright. Speed Monster hates Miro, play like Kasparov. We got a rated trying to sneak in there. GR3. Nah. You gotta challenge me to 5+3 casual. It's romantic chess day. But I just want to check this opening. Are we in the right here? One mistake I made. So check this out. Latvian, of course, classically black plays queen f6. That doesn't mean it's the best move. You know, now with computers we can probably we should rehash the whole, opening theory, but let's take a look. See, this is what I thought. Interesting fact here is that Stockfish 14, Cloud, there's 133 games with Queen F6, 43 games with Knight C6. Knight F6 just 8 games. Yeah, it's the best move. This move that's never been played is actually better than the best moves, you know, according to theory. Because nobody good plays Latvian anyway. So, I mean, I don't think there's going to be like a rush to play this opening, but it is apparently Black's best move. Still. So interesting. Pawn takes F5 is not best. That's my only inaccuracy the whole game. So I have to play Bishop C4. Interesting. And now Queen E7. So it seems to me this Alfredo Dutra and Jan Pinsky, these are real players. At least 2 of those games might be real players, as opposed to correspondence players. Queen E7, D4, and the theory goes on. And George Moore, and that's Slovenian IM. So there's real players that have played this. Anyway, interesting stuff. Speed Monster. Speed Monster up next. Yeah, I mean, it's a King's Gambit reversed. But it's funny how, you know, we couldn't figure out the Latvian Gambit, theoretically, till 2020. Knight F6 is the best move, apparently. Alright, let's try Knight C6. I played the Petrov. I tried to play the Petrov and I got this stupid t-shirt. Alright, Evans. That's the Evans Gambit, right? You know I'm a classical player at heart. D4 right away. Correct. So we're having fun openings today. I got a reverse King's Gambit and the Evans. Knight G5. That's not usually played. Even I know that. But I mean, I only have Knight H6, right? I mean, there's no other move. So it doesn't take a genius to find Black's best move here. Knight H6. I literally don't have another move. Alright. And the knight is like a face hugger on G5. We've got blobs, face huggers. Any other sci-fi creatures we can throw into the stream today? I call it the face hugger because, like, once you put your knight on H6, you can't get it off your face. You can't play H6. You know, you have to have it, like, surgically removed. You got to be a fan of Alien, I guess. So here we go. We'll have to have it surgically removed from G5. I am not familiar with this. But I mean, you know, fundamentally speaking, like Knight G5, it's your classic, like, move the same piece twice in the opening. Asturbate's favorite ploy. VIP Asturbate. Tezik, our own Asturbate, may take on this gambit. Yeah, and last game you were inspiring him to play the King's Gambit reversed. Thanks again to WJ for getting on the board with a 100-bit donation, despite his house being flooded. Very selfless. Thank you. hurricane relief hopefully is on the way. What are we going to do? Castles. Queen f6. Queen g6. I need a castle. There is no question. You got to get out of here, right? And then h3. So the facehugger is, as I said, unremovable. It has acid for blood. You could play king h8 and f6. That must be considered. I like the idea of development. He's just like preventing my knight moving, preventing this. So I think either queen e7 or queen f6. Actually, bishop e6 is another good move. Why don't we just play that? That's got to be a good move. When in doubt, attack the center. You know, play for control of the center. That's got to be the right idea. My bishop lost its way on a5. Obviously serves no purpose there now. This is a little bit of a more relevant diagonal at the moment. So if I was going to say if bishop e3, I can play take, and take on g5. So he went back. I don't think bishop takes h6 is actually a threat. But the facehugger left, like voluntarily, after implanting its alien babies. Okay, the stream is getting weird now. I'll just leave it at that. No tentacle monsters. Knight f3, queen f6. I just couldn't believe it like left. The facehugger just fell off. Alien. Reference, king h8. Maybe, queen f6. The aliens have always been a part of the stream. I mean, king h8 can't be a bad move, right? He did take. Is he going to win a pawn here? What price pawn? I mean, his dark squares are over. He's going to lose. White is going to get destroyed in this position. He could have played like, oh man, this is ugly. I mean, d4 is just collapsing. I can't finish the thought. It's like, slice. Had to do it that way, didn't you? Damn it. He has queen h6. Queen f3, queen h6. But he's getting mated, isn't he? Yeah, I just need to be sensible. There's a lot of traps, like bishop d4, he has knight d5. So I guess we just go here. This suffers some technical problems for white. He still has a defense there too. Not for long though. Not for long. Okay, I should have just like checked. It's not accurate. I should have just checked and mated him. It's mate in 3. Queen h3 is mate in 3. Or 4, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. Knight g5. Theoretical novelty. Maybe. At least at the master level. Hey, it's Miro. No dark square bishop, no fun. I'm playing only classical openings today. It's Classical Friday. We need to do more of this theme stuff. Haysmere getting in the spirit with the King's Gambit. Alright, what do you want to do? Are we going to transpose back to the King's Gambit accepted, or you want to full-on Albin it? Albin. Falkbeer, sorry. Sorry, Ernst. I confused you with Albin. This is more, come on. You know, we got to go for it. It's a lot like the Albin. You know, they have tons in common. D3 is necessary. Is it possible to play bishop c5? Knight takes, queen e2. Right, queen e2 is inaccurate. Knight f3 is the proper move. Miro knows his openings. He probably knows this better than me. I've only played this position on occasion from either side. I probably faced it more with white than with black. Years ago I had a friend, we had some weird games in this. Years ago I had a friend, at some point. Where is everybody? Friday morning? I've only got 12 viewers. We need to change the stream title. Some sort of clickbait. It's early, I know, but usually Friday's a good stream. I don't know why we only have 15 viewers. That's weird. It's like worse than my Tuesday and Wednesday numbers. Is something going on? Okay. What am I supposed to play here? I feel like bishop c5 was normal. Why am I thinking like bishop f5 is a move in this position? Been waiting to play for like 2 weeks. I've been waiting to play this for like 2 weeks. Because no one plays e4, e5 against you. Bikini Girl plays Master Chess. That's a great idea. Hot Tub Master plays Pokemon and chess at the same time. I don't know. How can we really, you know, reel them in? No, I'm just saying because Fridays is usually a fairly good number viewer day. And I had like 12 challenges earlier. How do I have more challenges than I have viewers? That's weird. Alright, I guess all the kids are back to school. That's the problem. I lost my, like, 10-year-old audience. Bishop c5. European school kids. My kids are in school. Oh, the FIDE Olympiad. Are you serious? Tell me that's not real. Are you serious? I thought I saw someone streaming that earlier, but I thought it was a joke or something. They're still doing that? I mean, at this stage, we should start thinking about, you know, holding like a real Olympiad again. This farce where you have online Olympiad is 2100s playing like grandmasters and stuff. It's hopeless. You'll have a lot of like alternates who have like 2800 performances, something. I mean, I guess they can police it fairly well though. It's not an individual tournament, so all the players have to like go to some collective site and play, I guess. I hope. How is it done, by the way? Please tell me they're not like playing from their home computers in the online chess Olympiad. Somebody reassure me that that's not happening. Does anyone know? I mean, does anyone actually know? Please tell me that those players have to be in like a site where they're playing from, where they're monitored, right? You can't have people like on the honor system. There is no honor system in online chess. Hey, it's Miro just went into the tank. I guess he went to the bathroom. So years ago, I had a friend. I was telling a story. Sounds funny. Yeah, we're not friends anymore. I hate him. But anyway, that's what political, polarization does to us. But Queen E2, we had castles, and then Queen E4, Rook E8, Knight E5, F6. I don't think that's sound for black, as far as I recall. That's not sound, right? So I know that was romantic, but I don't think that's the right line. Can I play Queen takes D5 or Bishop F5? Bishop F5 allows G4, does it not? I mean, could that be real? Like Bishop F5, G4, castles, Pawn takes F5, Rook E8? Is that like a real thing? Man, I don't know the theory here, and I'm scared. Queen takes D5 is also a move. I've had this position with white. I don't feel confident from either side. But Queen takes D5, Knight C3, Bishop B4. Feels weird to move the bishop a second time. What do I know about chess? Can I do that? Why can't I do that? Bishop F5, G4, castles, Pawn takes F5, Rook E8. Alright, whatever. I don't know. G4, do it. No, he knows something, and he's not telling. Castles 94. So Bishop B4 allows Queen B5 check. Freaking ambulance. Queen E7. I don't know if I have enough compensation here. We will find out. They're asked not to play if they use AI. Yeah. Why would anyone cheat, right? I don't know. I hope there's a World Senior Championship next year over the board. While I'm still alive. World Senior. 50 plus. Don't worry. I'm not 50. Should I play Queen takes e4? Trade the queens? Never. I think we've equalized. Maybe not. Perhaps not. Equalize is a little bit over the top. It's too much of a pronouncement. Maybe I didn't quite equalize. All right. Fully admit it. Now I equalized. You had to play c4. I mean, it's a pawn is a pawn. Pawn is pawn, man. It's a nightmare. Hayes Mirror got in too much time pressure. So I think it's all book. Probably. David Bronstein versus Volodya Weissman, 1976. And you're supposed to play bishop e3. That's a tough move because it looks like you're dropping a piece. Knight takes c3, bishop takes c5. There's even a game from 2016 with Preussers. So this is still theory today. We played correctly. This is actually main line. The problem was like both of us were low on time. So queen takes is correct by me. The engine actually prefers bishop takes. Now it's flipping a coin. It prefers bishop takes slightly. Nope. In any case, I think you should play c4. But your pawns are a little overextended. Alright, good game. Play like Kasparov. 76 is the oldest? No. Has anyone seen games from the 60s in the database? Or the Opening Explorer? It's not good to call it a database. I think it's not really a database because we can't use it properly, but... Alright, Sicilian. I never play e4. 72. That's a long time ago. 72 is a good year, though, from what I've heard. I wasn't that cognizant, but I think Nixon was president when I was born. Yes, Miro. All right, we're going to play open Sicilian. I'm not a crook. Knight to c3, a6. What are we going to do against Najdorf? Hamelek says 72 is marked as a black year in history due to use of terrorism entering sport. The massacre of 11 Israel athletes by Arab gunmen. This is the beginning of the biggest political scandal in modern times, in Watergate. I just remember nothing from 1972. There was maybe my earliest memory was somewhere around 1973, 1974. When I dropped a toy in the drain. That's my first memory. Does anybody remember their first memory of all time? My first memory of all time was like dropping this toy from my baby carriage on the ground, and it like went in it was like, it or whatever. It went in the drain on the street. I was probably like 2 years old. 72 is a complete blank, since I only lived 12 days of 1972. I didn't get to see much of it. Night on BD7. 12 days of 1972. That explains a lot. We got A4. A4 needs to be considered. Move order questions. Am I questioning the move order? I don't know when I'm supposed to play A4. This was John Nunn's recommendation years ago in Beating the Sicilians. It's gone out of popularity, out of fashion, I should say. Playing the, F4 Najdorf. But I feel like it's fairly easy to play, even if you don't know a lot of theory. The pieces just go where they go. Welcome everyone to the stream. Does anyone remember 1972 better than me? Is anyone out there old enough? Alright. No, that doesn't look right. But I could be wrong. Been wrong before. And I'll be wrong again. If you're 39, your Reagan was president. You know that that's not true, right? Yeah. I fully admit I'm not really 39. I have to I have to come up with a new age to tell people, because the 39 stopped working. Right, he's got a strong point on E5. I mean, if I get enough beauty sleep, I can still get away with 39, I guess. I haven't been getting my beauty sleep lately. But there was this guy I met, another American guy, 2 weeks ago, and he looked really young, and he was like 38, he said. I was like, whoa. He looked like he was like 30, and he was 38. I was like, are you serious? But he told me I don't look my age either. I mean, I think he was being sincere. But at 39 might be pushing it. If this guy's really 38, the guy I met was really 38. I'm not going to get away with 39. Queenie won. Must do lots of cardio. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Keep the blood pressure down too. I read the other day that basically, I mean, not even talking like serious exercise, like cardio or something, but in order to like offset the effects of sitting for 10 hours, like a long work day, you have to work out like 40 minutes. That's not a bad deal. I mean, if you're sitting in your office or whatever for 10 days, like overtime, not WJ Loof overtime, but you literally have to, you know, intensely exercise 40 minutes to work off those 10 hours of sitting. That's the reason why I think I've had like my blood pressure go up. I never realized I had hypertension, but my blood pressure was high because I'm sitting all the time. I mean, that's the number one thing. You know, diet helps. Obviously, not drinking, but I mean, it's the main thing is just simply exercising. I mean, if you exercise regularly, you keep it under control. Bishop d4. Even if even if you just like, walk around and exercise a little bit, that helps. But it's the just sitting at your desk for like 8 to 10 hours a day that people do. What I'm doing right now, for like, I don't do streams that are longer than 2 or 3 hours. I mean, I know people that do that, but I mean, imagine if you're streaming like 8-hour stream, 10-hour stream. You got to at least get up and walk around. We're getting some serious attacking threats here. We've got some coordination. The G file. Control of the center is locked down. I mean, this position talking about chess. Jay Chow said in Sweden the vast majority of workplaces offer the option of working on a standing table. Yeah, the standing work desk is. I just don't have one, but I mean, half the time I'll stand up if I can. It's a single reason why I have like heightened blood pressure. Better now. I lost like 15 pounds and I'm paying attention, but for a long time I wasn't paying attention, I don't know if f4 is a good move here. You just you don't think about it. Oh, I'm healthy, whatever, No, it's not so easy. Play Like Kasparov is a great defender. I gotta give him credit. He is a great defender. I think I screwed this up mildly. Somehow exchanging the dark square bishops didn't help my cause that much. Lost my attack. Yeah, I mean, f5 is possible. Of course. But I don't know. I don't like what I just did. I don't like this exchange of dark square bishops. Queen g3, g6. I should have played f4. I did play f4. Maybe I could have gone for it, but I didn't see anything with e5. I feel like I wasted a lot of my advantage. But he is a good defender. He's very quick. Queen h5, anyone? Oh. I guess I have to change because of Queen h5. That sort of sucks. I wanted to play Rook a4. I mean, that was my point. He has too many threats. We have to get the queen off the board. Unfortunately, there's knight f2 check, so f5 doesn't win a piece. It still might be good, though. f5, knight f2 check, king g2, knight d3. That's not so convincing. I don't have to play your way. Pawn to c6, and his knight is under attack. Then knight f4, and I'm screwed. Okay, that's great. So I'm groveling for a draw. Yo, great. In Hungarian, yo, it means yes. It's like a kind of informal. Good. I mean, it means good. Yo. Sometimes I'll just start chatting to myself in Hungarian. Hey, at least we have a good king. Not really thrilled with the way this went down. Yeah, I mean, I've been here forever. Basically. Been here forever. Since 2000, when was it? 2004? I started living here? I mean, I didn't, like, never leave the country or something, but... I went back to the United States a lot to visit. This guy is playing well. Can we claim some sort of advantage here? Doesn't really seem so. I think a draw is a fair result at the end. I don't know how good this game was. Felt like I misplayed it, but it wasn't such a bad game. Looks like my active king compensated for the pawn down. So I think this was a pretty good quality game. Apparently I was winning earlier. Okay. I was winning. Did I have rook g7? Man, I just looked at this position. I just snapshot right now. White has a huge advantage. Okay, the computer is like 3 plus 3. Do I have rook takes g7 check, king h7, queen g3 check? Oh my god. Let's just see. Oh, it's not my move in this position. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it was my move, I would rook g7. White to play is rook g7. I should have played f4. I gave you a tempo. Alright, good game, man. Sort of. Looks like I was winning. But it wasn't that easy. Guys, we have time for more challenges. I am streaming for another hour. and I don't know where everyone is today. But I'm open challenges, classical openings. My first D4. I kind of like the accepted Queen's Gambit, but Queen's Gambit accepted in some circles it's called. But this feels more classical to me. My only game ever in this position was against Ridley, and I drew somehow. That was one of my greatest achievements of all time. I expected Ridley to play the white side of a Queen's Indian. And I'm black in the Hungarian Team Championship, and he plays like D4, Knight F6, C4, E6, Knight C3. I'm like, what the He like was always playing the white side of the Queen's Indian. And just out of nowhere, he plays freaking Knight C3. And I didn't know what to do, so I played something to surprise him. I played Queen's Gambit Declined, not knowing what the hell I'm doing. But at least, I got a draw. We won that match against his team because our second board upset their second board. I told that story before. So CD5. I guess we just take with the pawn. Batman, welcome. That was back like 10 years ago. Ridley's pretty old now. But he was still playing back in those days. E3. So it's playing very conservatively. Not trying to take on C5. It's like a Tarash. I mean, actually, it is a Tarash. I mean, Rubinstein played Bishop F4 against the Tarash. So this is, one of his pet setups. I'm like freaking out. So I'm like freaking out he can play Knight B5. What is it, a forced draw? Knight B5 castles Knight C7. You can force a draw. But no one with any sense of honor would like force a draw here with the white pieces. Alright, castles. I told you guys the story. How in the simul at Harvard, FIDE Master Danny Edelman like forced to draw against Kasparov with white in a theoretically, standard position. Kasparov freaked out. He was really upset. I mean, it's just a simul, dude. But still. So what do we do? Bishop D3. Capablanca was big on this queenside majority. C4, A6, B5. Do you want to go for it? I mean, it's a tempo. But I'm really out of my element here. This may just be a mistake. Very likely. I think it's a mistake. This is a mistake for me to do that. I'm pretty sure. He's got this Pillsbury sort of setup. Sardas seems like a pretty good player. Not a bullet player. Welcome everyone to the stream. International Master William Pascal. I'm hosting Blitz challenges. I'm playing just classical openings today. So e4 with white, e4, e5, and d4, d5 across the board. Prem, can you re-challenge? Well, I mean, if no one else is challenging, I would take a second challenge from someone. But other than that, I, normally don't. If there's no other challenges, this is the way we usually do it. You can try to re-challenge me. All right. Guys, new month. It's September, so please subscribe and donate some gift subs. It's 20% off for subscribing. Twitch has also introduced like regional subscriber prices. So if you live in a place where, the cost of living is lower, subscription prices are lower. It's cheaper to subscribe here in Hungary than the United States. It makes it more accessible to everyone. Rook c1. This seems weird, but he wants to not get his rook blocked in on the queen side. What would Kappa do? I never play d4, d5. Almost never. And usually I've been playing the Queen's Gambit accepted lately, if I do play d4, d5. So he breaks with e4. This looks like wrong strategically. b4. I can play b4, or just take. You like bishop d6? I believe in development. Now if bishop d5, he's starting d5. If bishop d5, bishop f5, and my rook gets kicked anyway, that's annoying. But it looks like I'm alright. Take, take, take. I don't know. The mother of all bishops on d5. The mother. iPad is full iPad price, which is 20% more than desktop. Man, he walked right into bishop b4. You have an iPad? An iPad. iPod. What am I doing? Alright, I'm gonna have to take the rook, dude. Give me that rook. Bishop takes f3. That was the plan anyway. There are some technical problems for white. Minor technical problems. You got it as a door prize. Casino door prize? The grand opening at Bread and Circus. Circus McGurkus. The Circus still exists, or has that been closed for 10 years? That bishop on d5 was a tactical nuke. We should do a gaming stream. What's that, Astrobate? Yeah. It's been closed, or it's... Be more specific. It's been closed. Harsha, Suts, Yusef, please be kind to me. Circus. The last time I went to Vegas, I got sick, and I spent half my time there, like, in bed with flu. That was great. I've got to play d5, sorry. I went asleep there with the classical openings. I moved into the early 20th century, like knight f6. It's alright, we recovered and played a Queen's Gambit Decline. Bishop g5, yeah, technically this is inaccurate, right? I played this myself. It's like a move order to prevent, like, the... It prevents the Cambridge Springs. Another good move is d takes c4. Oh, you were responding to the casino door prize. Right. Aspirate, do you play slots? You play electronic slots, don't you? Dude, I was in Romania, and Hungary has, like, outlawed all electronic, like, casino machines from anywhere but inside casinos. But in Romania, they still have them. Circus has enjoyed a popularity. It's still there. Hackers. I can't believe Circus still exists. So, right. We're transposing to the Rogozin with bishop e4, but can black do anything else? I was in Romania, and they have these, like... They still have the cheesy, like, electronic casinos, which you see in Eastern Europe. That's the worst, man. What are your chances of, like, winning an electronic casino? The Riviera is closed. That's where they used to host chess tournaments. Across the street from Circus. It was a pretty big dump, but it actually wasn't that bad. They had a nice pool at the Riviera. It was pretty cheap. It actually wasn't that bad. I shouldn't call it a dump. It was cheesy and kind of trashy, but not that bad. Queen b3. We're still in Rogozin theory. And so black has, like, queen d6 here. Queen d6, queen b6. I don't understand how queen b6 works. Wow, you hit 22 grand on Keno, but I mean, Keno is probably semi-legit. What am I supposed to play here? I imagine they don't cheat in Keno. Keno's rigged. Cheating a bunch of old people out of all their money. I never played Keno. That's a nice score, man. 22 grand on Keno for $2. You must have been stoked. The most I ever won, in sort of lotto was like... Actually, I don't even know. I don't think I ever even won like $100 on a scratch ticket. For someone who used to play poker for like 6 years, I have like the worst luck when it comes to like gambling. My mom won $500 on a scratch ticket once. I don't think I ever won more than like 50 on a scratch ticket. Not that I played that much, but it's kind of sad. Bishop d3. You get this feeling once a year or so, and that tells me to go play. You hear about those people who like won the lottery twice? Man, I don't know what I'm doing here, but it feels like c5 is a move. Something's telling me to play c5. This guy is good, though. Drew me the first time in an exciting game. And that's actually weird. Our first game he played e4. Now he's playing d4, so he plays both. Spassky. Yeah, I never gamble much, but slot machines are fun. I can't get into the electronic slot machines. It just doesn't seem right, you know? There's like video game slot machines. I can't believe how... Anyway, I started this whole story thinking about Astrobate in Vegas and about the... What about the A-pawn here? Thinking about the... Romania still has the electronic gambling casinos. Those are so cheesy. Conspiracy theories. The algorithm. I figured out the algorithm. I remember in Vegas I knew this chess player who he claimed he was like a professional video blackjack player. All right. They have books on that. My mom didn't understand gambling, so she knew that I liked playing poker. Once she bought me this book that was like, she picked it up in a thrift store. Like, you know, mastering blackjack, you know, video blackjack or something. I was like, what? What are you talking about? You might as well just watch Alex Jones or something. All right. So what are we going to do here? I admit, like, you know, video poker, video blackjack, same thing. The pro chess player, I was like 2000s. He turned out he lived out of his mom's basement. Yeah, probably he's streaming on Twitch now. He looks like Jack Black. Jack Black turned like 52 yesterday, or the other day. Draw City, man. This is why I don't play d4, d5, honestly. Welcome to Draw City. Draw City, Las Vegas. The roll? But I guess white could lose somehow. I mean, I could have ended up like that, living in my mom's basement, a 2000 player. Things had been a little different. I fell into the wrong crowd in high school or something. Got kicked out of college? No. I was already 2,200 by the time I went to college. I couldn't end up as that guy. Not quite. But maybe the same thing as a 2,200 player who lives in his mom's basement. That could have happened. It's a draw. The video slots. Franklin. I told WJ Luth that was one of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes, where he gets like killed by the slot machine. But I miss real casinos. Hungary sucks. I don't understand why the casinos here suck so bad. Why don't they have normal casinos? Like their whole like Christian, illiberal democracy thing that we have here is sort of a farce. I don't think that it's like Donald Trump believing in Christianity. They want to make money. Why not have like good casinos? I don't understand. They could attract a lot of foreign tourists and stuff. Hungary has like the worst casinos I've ever seen. It's horrible. Actually, even Germany has really bad casinos. I was in Berlin. It was like communist era casino. In Berlin? Really? I was surprised by that. You'd think like Germany would have a reasonable casino. It was ridiculous. That must have been designed by East Germans. The Spielbank or whatever. Yeah, Macau is famous for its casinos. But I know what's going to happen now. Seems like the Communist Party wouldn't really be into casinos. Like, I get that. It's a draw. This is a draw. It's always been a draw. The Queen's Gambit declined is a draw. Sorry for kind of a boring game there. Let's check the stats. If you're going to have casinos be legal, at least make them, like, attractive. I guess it's just like a money laundering place. They don't really care if the casinos make a profit here. Alright. Challenges we've got. Play like Kasparov back again. Where is everybody today? It's really the online Olympiad. Does anyone care about that? Like, who the heck cares about an online Olympiad? I had 0.008 cent upon loss. Okay, so c5 right away is the main line. This is a novelty. Kind of wasted time. But I did get my queen. I did get my queen a little bit back in the game there. White is slightly better. I thought about knight a4. I was concerned about that. I have bishop a5 check. I didn't see this. This is probably better for white. You don't play? I don't, because I don't play in the Olympiad. Nils is challenging. Alright. Guys, please support the stream. Donate some subs. Discount prices for September. And don't forget to donate and support our stream. Alright, I'm going to take. We're still semi-classical. I can't take another Queen's Gambit declined, honestly. I'll go out of my mind. At least we create some imbalance here. The last one was too much for me. Going to an Eastern European casino is like walking into a hospital. We can reverse it, and it still makes sense. I love like the furniture from the 80s and stuff. Looks like a British airport. I remember like flying into like Gatwick in the 90s. They had like 70s furniture. A4. I'm like, what is this? Like a communist country? So A4 is a tough move. That looks like a good move. We can't just ignore that. I have to push. Yeah, you love the old furniture in these places. I just was surprised by Berlin. Whatever. You're going to play Queen A4 check? Try to snarf my queenside pawn? Look at that. Bishop D2. Dude, what is that? Bishop D2 he played. That can't be right, master. Wow. It's crazy. I am completely on my own here. I mean, I've never played C5 boom. I guess not. This is where Asterbait would go off with the... Asterbait, you tell me you wouldn't play knight G4 in this position. The fishing pole attack. Knight G4, H3, H5. That wasn't my plan. I'm a conventional player, but I think we might have a problem here. I have the craziest idea, but it's probably completely unsound. I wonder if Nils knows what he's doing, or he's just making this up. Feels like he's just making it up. For a moment there, I thought he knew what he was doing. But it seems like you've got 95 here, no? I mean, 95 castles knight c6. Maybe. Now I'm getting the hell out of here. I had the craziest idea. Check this out. Knight e5, bishop takes c5, pawn takes c5, queen c5, dropping my knight on f6 to play queen d5 and threaten mate and his bishop on d3. It's probably unsound, but I was prepared. Prepared to go into it. Now, this is obviously a very strange situation with his knight on b1. So that's the plan, to play there and free himself up. But I mean, what about like bishop takes f3 at some point? He's not going to get blown apart. So much for that theory. So I guess I should have done it right away. It's not that clear though. All right. Anyway, not sure what's happening. Pawn takes pawn. He's got all his pieces out now. You gotta give him credit for that. Okay, if he moves his knight, I will take on f3 at some point. So let's say like rook c8. He's got 4 minutes left. I should maybe play e5. Is this an idea? Damn. Maybe e5 was strong. Is he just smoked after e5? Damn it. This looks very, very strong. I mean, I'm threatening e4. Capture on c5 is bad. Capture on e5, I take with a knight. If takes again, I take with the queen. And he's like, got it. He's just dead. I don't know what he would have done. Guys, we have 40 minutes left, so I should be able to take these challenges if they have 100 games. This guy is new, though, so that's not... I can't take that challenge with an unregistered account. Unestablished account. I missed e5. It's not as good now. Damn it. My rooks are sort of... What does that do? You know? That's what I was talking about before. So he still has knight f1, right? In this position. Yeah, that looks like a bit of an issue. Maybe he wasn't listening to the stream. You know, I was talking about queen c5, queen d5 before. So he's lost? Or is there some sort of miraculous trick? Yeah, I missed e5 on the previous move, though. Yeah, look at that. +1. Didn't even occur to me. This is very, very strong. e5 right away. Okay, so let's see. He was better. a4 is strong. And I'm out of book. So his a5 looks kind of over the top. It has a good score here. I'm playing like Danny Kopech in 06. Bishop d2 question mark. Novelty. So I should play c5. Didn't someone say boom c5? Alright, I don't know the Queen's Gambit accepted well enough. I'm not qualified. Please be kind to me. We've got time for 2 or 3 games. And then Sunday Simul. Thanks to WJLu for donating 100 bits today. Let's get some gift subs. e4, e5. Let's play something else. So he's playing the Nimzovich defense. Technically the best move is knight f3 or knight c3 here, I guess. One of these knight moves. f4 is interesting. A little more aggressive. And not bad. I can't believe people are really watching the online chess Olympiad. That's why we have no viewers today? So the other possibility is knight c6. This has its advantages. You gotta always remember when you're white, if you play f5, you like lose immediately to queen h4 check. It takes on e4. Let's not touch that pawn. Thinking of a different line. Yeah, I mean, knight f3 is normal move. What am I thinking here? So is it like bishop e4 check for black? c3, bishop a5? Maybe a good line? I was also thinking if black could sack a pawn here with d5. Play a like really weird fuck beer. It would essentially, like d5 would essentially transpose to a bizarre fuck beer. Sorry got free just now. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Alright, now, if I play bishop c4, black has knight f6. There's also queen d5. That doesn't look right. So I could play f5 now. Black plays knight h4. There's also h4. h4 anyone? Doesn't look the soundest. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. Maybe just knight c3, developing a piece. I don't know. Queen e2? Well, I was hoping to save that for later. But it's a move. You could play queen e2. It's not stupid. That's sort of Chigorin-esque. I'm afraid you might run into problems later on the e-file. I honestly don't know what to do here. I'm gonna play it this way. It looks like black's alright. Please don't be kind to me. I suspect queen e3 is not my best move, but it's a move. Now what? Bishop d2 or bishop e3? Depends on what he does, maybe. You know, I had a game where I played, come to think of it, I forgot about that. But I had a game where I did like knight a4 against somebody. No, I mean, maybe knight a4 is the right move here. Seriously. I missed it. Knight a4. After d6. I can still play knight a4. It doesn't seem as good anymore, somehow. I missed my move. This is a very strong move. He can't let me take on c5. You have to play bishop e6. Let me take on b6. And then I can try to castle kingside. That sounds like Korchnoi or Kasparov. You can't be good at chess if you're kind. I was told that I was too social to be a good player. Of course, that was before chess live streaming. Yeah, I'm out of here. But my knight d7 is passive, and he lets me, you know, not have to worry about... My main problem is this pawn, right? White's main problem is the pawn on e4. And if he takes the pressure off of e4, then white is just better. This is what I keep coming back to. You know, the center. Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid to move my rook pawns either. It doesn't take a lot to get me to move rook pawns. If you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. Let's do some rook pawns. Viewer strength today is less than usual. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays I have the lowest viewer numbers. I don't really understand it. Looks like everyone is... You know, I will not play on any other sites. But, don't understand why viewer numbers are down for today's stream. Maybe black has to play h5 here. You know, you can't just let me run you off the board. It looks like allowing h5 is too much space. Yeah, I don't know where everyone is today. It's the beginning of my day off, though, after the stream. Yeah, we got a lot of people who are lurking. Aten. He's actually a very strong player. I missed the point of his move there. I did miss bishop a6. Anyways, it's alright. My subconscious picked it up. No, we can't drop our bishop with check, be afraid. Queen e2 is the only move other than sacrificing my queen. I could play knight b5. No, that's bishop b5. Yeah, I had to play queen d2. I realistically can't sacrifice my queen. Queen e5 doesn't win a piece. My c5 e3 bishop is dropping with check. It does win a piece, but not for me. Monday is Labor Day? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm so out of touch with American holidays. So a lot of people are, well, it's the Europeans mostly on these weekday streams masturbate. Magus has enough money. You can never have enough, I guess. But he doesn't need any money. Unfortunately, we're like out of time here. Well, you got to remember that Hikaru is essentially like retired from chess practically, if you think about it. I mean, that was his thing. Quitting playing so he would be a streamer. He's not officially retired, but I mean, in my mind, he is. Basically, Hikaru is no longer a professional chess player. Nah. Yeah, so is Kasparov. But not really, you know. Not in spirit is he still playing. If you count rapid tournaments, yeah, sure. You did pretty well, Batman. That opening is not that bad. The F4 line is probably not really my optimal system against Nimzovich. But it's more fun. I find it a little more interesting than other moves there. But you played okay. Both of us made some mistakes. Play like Sparv again. Tricked me to play him again. I've got time for at least 2 more games. Let's play something different this time. Last time I played F4. Yeah, not everyone has personality. Absolutely, Ryupun. He does. You know, he was horrible when he was like a little kid. Hikaru was a monster. Very unlikable. But he changed and he became tolerable. And he has personality. I agree. But not all chess players do. Yeah, I mean, Andrew Tang is like a robot. Who wants to watch a robot play chess? Not interested, sorry. But Ali Reza should play chess. You know, he should try to take his game to the highest level. Not the guy, you know, has the talent to become world champion, but he shouldn't like copy Hikaru and start focusing on making money, you know. At his stage, Ali Reza should be, you know, he should be concentrating on becoming a great chess player. I allow b5. I have to. You know, he played this right. I think you're supposed to play b5 early. Chess players are not known for their personality and social skills. Because in standard chess circles, it's not really a requirement to have a personality. But I always did other stuff outside of chess. I started chess late, so I'm not one-dimensional, you know. When you start chess when you're like 4 years old, this is a problem, you know, like the Polgars. All they ever did was play chess. I mean, I don't think that's good for people, you know, to only ever do one thing your entire childhood. I don't think that's healthy. I started when I was like 11. I knew how to play, but not really. So I didn't play any tournament. When I was 11, I started getting into it. That's why I don't like force my kids to learn. I didn't even start till I was 11. Why should I force like kids when they're like 5 years old or something to start playing chess? If they want to, it's cool. but only if they want to. That's my attitude. I mean, I chose to play chess. My parents didn't like force me to do it. I hate it when I see like parents like forcing their kids to do it. I got serious when I was 11. A friend of mine needed someone to play because he was crushing his dad, and so he drafted me to be his victim. But then we both became very competitive in chess. That's a really important thing. Like if you have someone that you're close to that you can compete against, that's what helped me to become a good player. Having someone else who's close to me in strength, and then you're constantly pushing each other to get better, it's a very good motivator. That's my secret to success, for my limited success. Elephants. Yeah, chess without castling is interesting. I mean, castling was only invented later, right? I think it's a good and interesting way to practice without castling. Cause so Kramnik and Anand had a match recently with no castling. It's probably not a bad thing to play like that. A3 isn't gonna fly. We can come back here though. Maybe A3 is not bad. I'm out of my comfort zone here. I don't know this line, but I like to mix up different stuff. I don't want to play the same thing every game. Play like Kasparov. Looks like he's playing this pretty well. I'm not in love with White's structure. I mean, okay, if I can get my knight to c6, somehow White has a good position. But I think that Black is doing alright here. G3 Najdorf I've never played in a tournament game. Why not A4? Well, simple. Why ask why? Why not A4? It's easy. Answer your own question. I want to destroy his pawn chain. I guess A4 is the move. Queen H5? I don't really think so. I think that it's like White is stronger on the queen side and Black is stronger on the king side. You know, I have the majority on the queen side, so the position sort of dictates that White should play on the queen side. Black should be pushing on the king side with his majority over there. So it seems illogical for White, I think, to play something like Queen H5. I'm going to have to defend on the king side, attack on the queen side in this position. That's sort of how it should go, based on pawn structure. If I play A4, I just blockade the queen side, but how am I going to break him down? You know, what am I going to do? Play C3? The problem with C3 is that it really destroys my structure. Take, and I have a backward pawn on the C file. So this way, if his structure falls, you know, eventually, maybe this pawn will fall on A4. Or maybe I can play, you know, somehow C4, B4, C5. That's what we're hoping for. C4. And I can take his knight if I have to. But I mean, this is a good piece. I don't really want to make that exchange on bishop takes b6. This I call the trash compactor. When you play c5. But obviously, like, b4, c5 is the ideal compactor. But right now, his pawn on a4 is a little bit weak. I'm not sure I have a threat, actually. Now I can win a pawn. Not really. Not really. We need to calculate. Price is high to give up this bishop on b6. I don't know. Feels like I'm copping out here. That's what I expected him to play. But doesn't it just lose a pawn? I mean, maybe black has some compensation. Guys, by the way, I'll play one more challenge after this. Chess coach, you don't have enough games. Not enough games. King standard also doesn't have enough games. No, he does. He has mostly bullet games. Yeah, why didn't you play f5 earlier? See, the problem is my dark squares are really weak. Dark squares versus light. Would you rather have light meat or dark meat? Dark squares versus white squares. He has 2 bad bishops, which I'm actually in the process of trying to collect. Collection agency. But he's got active pieces. I mean, these are still pretty good. Dark square, control. Do I have c5? Damn it, he sees everything. He literally sees everything. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty amazingly strong in time pressure, I would say. I lost on time. Check out his play. How strong he is. At the end. It happens every game we play. He like turns into superhuman toward the end. He like changes from like 2000 to 2400 when he's defending. Every time. He seems like he goes up like 200 points in strength in time pressure toward the end of the game. Totally fell apart for me. I went from like winning to lost. After this blunder, he missed bishop c8 on the first try. I just didn't know what to do. It was an unbelievable sequence of moves here. I'm like winning, I thought. I couldn't find the move here. And now he's okay. And I actually lost this. Pawn up endgame. In time pressure. He's literally making the moves in like 1 second. And this is still a draw. And now I'm lost. I missed bishop c8, you know, till it was too late. Alright, last game for today. Doesn't have enough standard games. So I'm going to play Dhruv Goal. How's our viewership here? 18 viewers. I didn't mean to play d4, but whatever. I was playing mostly classical openings. Okay, d4 is still fairly classical. Late classical. You were taught as a child you can only push the first pawn of the game 2 squares. Casting was unheard of. And promoting. So that's like some kind of old chess rules. Good game. Didn't have the medal in the Blitz there. Last game for today, guys. We're going to be back on Sunday with my flagship stream, which is a simul for 25 players. I don't remember if we played this position with Dhruv Goal. Classical Queen's Gambit. Tartakover variation. Probably one of Black's best systems. This is theory, and the computer doesn't say that White has an advantage here, but I really think that it's a little easier to play White after this move. I've never lost in this line in a real game. Black has 2 ways to play here. Harsha, I gotta decline those challenges. I gotta go, guys. Thanks for playing, everybody. Queen e7 is... Normally the queen goes to d6. Queen e7 I don't know. I mean, Black either plays c6 or c5 usually. It's possible that Queen e7 is okay. But usually when you encounter a move you've never seen before, you've got to ask yourself the question, like, why does no one else play this move? You know? No, I mean, you usually have to move the c-pawn first. Why does no one play Queen e7? Is there a reason for that? My assumption would be queen b3, but then black can play c6 and then b5. I mean, I had to stop and think about this, though. Like, what about b5? You know? I just don't think it does anything. I mean, black plays a6 after b5. And if queen b3, black has rook d8. So queen e7 looks like it's probably not a bad move. If c6 then b5, maybe. That's a problem. You see, on d6, the black queen would control d5. But on e7, he doesn't. So c6 to b5 might be a strong plan for white. Yeah. So now rook d8. Okay. And again, if b5, a6, I guess I should just castle. He doesn't have this plan, which is sometimes seen, and he doesn't have knight d7. I don't know about b5, c6, but sometimes, you know, that can happen too. Even if black has like an isolated pawn on d5, if he's able to be active enough, it doesn't matter. If black's pieces are active enough. Now I don't have b5. But the question is, do I have b5 if he plays knight d7 now? I don't know. Maybe not even there. Knight d7, b5. Knight d7, b5. He can play anything. I mean, knight f8. But, like, the main question is b5, c5. b5, c5, knight takes d5, pawn takes d5, queen takes d5. And then, like, pawn takes d4. Pawn takes d4. That actually looks good for white. But how good? You've also got to calculate tactics based on this. Yeah, I mean, c5 happens. I'm not sure if I played this right or not. I can also wait. Something like rook d1. Rook d1 followed by bishop d3 and e4 is a standard plan. That would be the safer way to play. Now, I like d1. To secure my pawn on d4, I'm going to break with e4. So if pawn takes b5, I could take on d5. Can also just recapture on b5. That's probably not great. He really has to decide whether to play c5 or just hang out with like knight f8. Coco, thanks for being a subscriber. So what happens now? I mean, I guess we take. We have the better structure. This pawn is weak. And now bishop a6. Possibly bishop e5. My fear was bishop e5, bishop b7. I'm not sure this does anything. Other than that, it's great. I mean, it does stop rook c8. So he just instantly played bishop b7 anyway. But I think white is slightly better here. I don't mind that. This pawn is a huge liability for black. And his bishop doesn't do much. The knights are better than the bishop and knight. Pawn structure. It's like a classic minority attack. So you think that c5 was working? Well, I didn't know. I was on the fence about it. I couldn't really figure it out. I saw chances for white. I have to go, guys, after this game, but I will quickly take a look. We can quickly take a look and see if c5 worked. I mean, this bishop cutting this diagonal might afford him enough tactical counter chances to make it work. But he's giving up his pawn on d5. There's an X-ray here. And that's too good to be true. As I was saying, there's an X-ray here. How much does an X-ray cost? It's a pretty bad place for a bishop to be. This is obviously some kind of mouse slip. I'll give him a take back there. I wouldn't do it in a rated game. Alright. So I just want to see if we had c5 for black. Okay, so Queen e7 is never played. Considered dubious. We're following an Alan Grunfeld game. And now black played a new move, c6. We transposed back to some games. Actually, Alexander Onishchuk, I played him in the cover and lost like an idiot. Fe1. It's Lutz versus Stefansson, 1991. Knight d7. And the same exact move, b5. And black did play c5 in Lutz versus Stefansson and lost. So he played knight f8. Knight b8 is black's best move according to Stockfish. It's right on the border with c5. So it looks like you have to try it. That's what Stefansson did, but he lost. Knight d5, bishop d5, queen d5. Knight e5. That's what I was looking at too. Queen b3. Knight f3 check, and your rook's hanging. His rook's hanging. Rook d1, pawn d4, pawn d4, and white goes up a pawn in opposite color bishop ending. But it's not so easy. I mean, black has chances to draw here. This is a tough position. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thanks for the games. Congratulations on your win, Prem. We're gonna be back on Sunday. Thanks, everybody, for playing. Don't forget to donate, support the stream, subscribe. Please. Don't forget to subscribe. Now I'm leaving. We have 22 viewers. But I gotta go. Time to make the donuts. We'll see everybody later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.